So sounds like a lot of the concept of the decentralized data center, dismantling the idea that hyperscale is inherently good and co-location and edge may be far preferable.
Well, let's put it this way. Our first facility is 20. We've been allocated 15 megawatts out of the bat. Now, that's not in the big scheme of things a big number, but we've been allocated another 10 in the southern part of the city. That's also one revelation. The district heating grid, and like the power grid, is very much like the capillaries in the human body. Some are big, some are small. You can't put the data center in your pinky and heat up the whole body. You need to put it at a strategic location, close to one of the main grids. And in the same way, you need to be close to one of the main power accesses to get that power. However, in the winter, the district heating grid is running on 300 megawatts of heat. So at the peak winter, even a very large hyperscaler would help the city. Now, what we've kind of come to the conclusion, because we've built up quite a good team, so some of the leading people in Sweden within power, district heating, and data centers, but we work very closely with this 100,000 person city we're based in, Eskilstuna, and they've come to the revelation that 7,000 of the year's 8,600 odd hours, they have a huge economic benefit of connecting to the data center. So if we can get up to about 22, 23 megawatt IT load capacity, we become the base heat load of a whole 100,000 person city. So all the hot showers year round come from the data center, which is quite cool. But even cooler for me is the main power heating furnace gets shut off in early May and put back on again in September. And for me, that's quite a big, very visible, tangible, concrete win. And the last bit is in Sweden, like Europe and like the US, there's lots of immigration, unskilled immigration, and there's very hard for the politicians and the business community to find jobs for all these people. Well, we also want to connect 20% of our data centers to greenhouses. So we're looking for 20% to be traditional IT load and 80% to be more of the HPC AI type of workload. And that 20% traditional workload is ideal for greenhouses. And then by having a greenhouse, we do two nice things. We make the community more self-reliant from a food production perspective, but also we create a lot of entry-level jobs, which is something the politicians get very excited about.
What's interesting too with the capillaries model and having the source of the heating closer to where people live and having the greenhouses close to people live, with that edge leaning kind of approach, it's great for latency centered applications. Like as you move to smart cities, as EVs become bigger, certainly there's a lot of things with generative AI that need the really good latency. Is that factored into your positioning as well? That's the kind of the technology and telecommunications benefits?
It's actually kind of the beautiful thing with the business model is that we have this very circular approach. I want to claim, maybe I'm wrong, but I think we're one of the very few, or if not the only data center company that starts with the district heating grid's capacity to absorb heat as a starting point in how we think about designing our data center. Now, on the back of that gives us a completely different conversation with the politicians in terms of land grants or building grants, in terms of the power company for accessing the power. And of course, with the district heating company, gets very excited about getting very cheap heating. And that's the wonderful thing about the business model. It's a win-win-win. The city saves a lot of money in terms of their heating costs, which has been the highest part of the inflation explosion in Sweden in the last couple of years. So that's something that's very important to all the stakeholders. We get cheaper cooling than if we ran our data center traditionally, which we can pass on to our clients. And we all win because it actually goes from a low carbon data center platform, which we were kind of starting our journey in or hoping to achieve, to actually being a carbon negative data center platform.